Let's talk about articulation on the bassoon. I use a method of tonguing called anchor tonguing, and anchor tonguing might be a little bit different from what you've learned in classes or from other teachers, but I think there are some important reasons that it works really well on bassoon. Anchor tonguing is called anchor tonguing because you anchor the tip of your tongue to your lower lip, just above your bottom teeth, right here, like that. And this provides a lot of stability to the tongue. The tip doesn't move around, so it remains pretty still in the mouth. This is important for the bassoon because the main way that we control the pitch on this instrument is actually through tongue position rather than pulling something out or pushing it in. And the more stable your tongue position, the more stable your pitch and your tone are going to be. Also, bassoon tends to be sharp if it's going to be anything. So having your tongue low in your mouth with the tip forward really helps to open up that oral cavity and keep the pitch down as much as possible. Anchor tonguing is also really efficient because the tip is staying still, the tongue's not moving around a lot inside your mouth, so it's easier to build up a really fast single tongue once your student becomes more advanced, like this. They'll be able to do that if they anchor tongue. It's harder with tip tonguing. Anchor tonguing also can provide a really smooth kind of articulation versus a slightly more accented one that you get if you use the tip of the tongue to the tip of the reed. Now, to get a student to start with anchor tonguing, you want to have them get ready to play a first note, breathe in, set their support, move the air a little bit, and then have the tip of the tongue here. When they're ready to start the note, just gently pull that tip down from the bottom blade of the reed. It's a downward motion with the tongue, and you're going to tongue actually, not the tip, but about 1/4 of an inch behind the tip. That same note, using the tip of the tongue, would sound like this. I'm not very good at it because I don't do it very often. Let me try it again. You can hear that it makes the pitch higher versus this. The sound is lower, it's more open, and it's richer, I think, when you anchor tongue. Now, after they start a note, you want to be able to get them to repeat a note. And legato articulation is so important, and it's something that I think all woodwind players struggle with at the beginning. If you can have them just sustain one long note, but put soft articulations in that note while keeping the air steady and moving forward, then they'll be able to get a really nice legato. And anchor tonguing is great for that because the tongue is here at the tip, it's right here and ready to go. Like that. Now, it might be a little abstract for some students to hear about anchor tonguing and think, okay, I'm going to keep the tip of my tongue here, I'm going to move this part of my tongue and then tongue with that part. It's a lot for them to think about when they're just learning an instrument. So a way that you can have them practice the motion of anchor tonguing is to use a couple different syllables. One is an L sound, la 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 la. Another is a Y sound, ya 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 ya. And what you want to have them do is make those syllables while keeping the tip of their tongue anchored right here in the back of their lower lip. So you can go la 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 la, and you should feel, they should feel their lower lip moving, and you should be able to see the lower lip moving. La 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 la. It'll kind of quiver. You want to see that quiver. Or with the Y sound, ya 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 ya. And those are really good practice techniques because it keeps the tip here and it gets them to move the middle part of their tongue up and down a little bit, which is what the motion is going to be when they anchor tongue. You want to eliminate as much motion as possible when tonguing, and a way to do that is to have them put their finger right underneath their chin while they're articulating. I'm kind of moving around a lot when I do this, and I can feel it here. You can see it if I take my hand away. I'm moving my tongue. I'm not really anchoring the tip. But if I anchor it, I can keep this still while moving my tongue. And this takes some practice, but it'll make them really stable in their pitch, stable in their tone, and give them a really smooth articulation if they can master that technique.